Welcome dear students. Today we shall discuss about T-type flip-flop, that is data type flip-flop. Flip-flop is an electronic circuit used to store the information in the form of binary number. It can store either 0 or it can store 1. When it stores 1, we say that the information is stored. When it stores 0, that is when it is reset, we say that the information is restored. In this way, flip-flop can be used to store the binary numbers 0 and 1. We have already studied different types of flip-flop, among which today we are going to study D-type flip-flop, that is also known as data type flip-flop. That is the data, any given data in the form of binary number. For one flip-flop, the binary number is either 0 or 1 and it acts as a data. It can be transferred from input to the output. That is called D-type flip-flop. This D-type flip-flop is derived from SR flip-flop. This is a simple circuit of D-type flip-flop. See that it is derived from SR flip-flop. SR flip-flop. And we know that in SR flip-flop, if S is 0, R should be 1, then it is reset. If S is equal to 1, R is equal to 0, then we say that the flip-flop is set. Therefore, whether we can set the flip-flop or you can reset the flip-flop by applying S equals 1 to set or S equals 0 to reset. When S equals 0, R should be 1. That is S and R complementary. When S equals 1, R should be 0. That is S and R are complementary. Therefore, in order to apply two inputs at S and R, you can have a single input known as D input, that is called data input. So, this is obtained by joining the two inputs S and R together with a NOT gate. The NOT gate is used to make these two are complements. If S is 0, this NOT gate makes it complement, then R is 1. If S is 1, then this NOT gate makes its complement 0, then R is 0. Therefore, when S and R joined with a NOT gate, this carries a single input known as data input. Now, this is the clock pulse applied. This is the clock pulse increases from 0 to maximum value, that is called rising edge. Here the clock pulse falls from maximum value to 0. This is called falling edge. We are considering only rising edge. So the voltage rises from 0 to maximum value and it remains constant up to a certain period t by 2. So this period is called on period of the flip-flop. On period of the clock pulse. Now, first we shall study the outputs of the flip-flops. Now, when no clock pulse is considered, case 1, when clock pulse is equal to 0. So, whatever may be the value of D, whether D is 0 or D is 1. So, for that I will write whatever may be the condition of D, 0, D is 0 or 1. So, I will write it as don't care. We don't care the input. Whether the input is 0 or whether the input may be 1. It is called don't care. So, when the clock pulse is 0, and whatever may be the data pulse, since the two inputs of this NAND gate, one input is 0. So, if any one of the input is 0, the output of the NAND gate is 1. Now, this output Qn bar is fed to this input. 1 and Qn bar are the inputs of this NAND gate. Output of this NAND gate is Qn plus 1, where Qn represents previous state input, that is when no inputs are applied, Qn is called previous state output. Whereas Qn plus 1 represents the desired or next state output, that is when the inputs are applied. Now let Qn is the previous state input. Now let us apply D equals 0 or D equals 1. Say that is don't care. With clock pulse 0. When clock pulse is 0, one of the input is 0 and output of this gate is complementary of 0 is 1. This output Qn bar is fed here. Two inputs is 1 and Qn bar. Therefore output of this NAND gate, that is Qn plus 1. Qn plus 1 is equal to product of the two inputs, 1 into Qn bar whole bar, which is equal to 1 into Qn bar is Qn bar to the bar, which is equal to Qn. So when clock equals 0, the final output Qn plus 1 is equal to 1 into Qn bar of bar, which is equal to Qn bar bar, which is Qn itself. That means the final output remains in the previous state when clock pulse is not applied. That is when clock pulse is 0. That means this flip-flop acts as memory element. If the final output remains as previous input, it is called memory element. Here Qn plus 1 is final output, Qn is previous output. Final output is equal to previous output. Therefore, it remains as memory element. It acts as memory element. Now let us consider the case when clock pulse is present. When clock pulse is present means when clock pulse is 1, what are the outputs? When clock pulse is 1 and when the input D is equal to 0. So here the clock pulse is 1 and the D input is 0. Since this input will become 1 because the 0 complementary is 1. See, if any one of the input is 0, complementary of the NAND gate is 1. Here this is 1 and clock is also 1. 1 into 1, 1, complementary is 0. Now this 1 into Qn bar is the input for this, and therefore Qn plus 1 output will be given by Qn plus 1 is equal to product of these two inputs, 1 into Qn bar whole bar, which is equal to Qn bar bar, which is equal to Qn. Now let us consider the another output Qn plus 1 bar to decide the value of Qn. Consider Qn plus 1 bar. This output is, here one of the input is 0 and one of the input is Qn. 0 into Qn is 0, complementary is 1. Therefore Qn plus 1 bar is given by 0 into Qn complementary is equal to 0 bar equals 1. If Qn plus 1 bar is 1, Qn plus 1 should be opposite to this. Therefore Qn should be 0. That is, when the data input D equals 0 and when the clock pulse is present, the output is also 0. Now let us consider another case when the clock pulse is equal to 1 and when the data input pulse is 1. That is, D input is 1, clock pulse is also 1. When this is input 1, this is the complementary, therefore this goes to 0. Now 1 into 1, 1. The inputs of this NAND gate is 1 and 1. 1 into 1, 1. Complementary is 0. Here one of the input is 0, therefore complementary is 1. Now what is Qn plus 1? Qn plus 1 is NAND function of two inputs 0 and Qn bar. Therefore in this case, Qn plus 1 output is equal to 0 into qn bar whole bar. 0 into qn bar whole bar. 0 into anything is 0 bar, which is equal to 1. So when qn plus 1 is equal to 1, qn plus 1 bar is 0. qn plus 1 bar is given by, this is 1 and the output is 1. 1 into 1, 1, complementary is 0. Therefore, qn plus 1 bar becomes 0. That is, when clock pulse is 1, d equals 1, output is also 1. So this shows that when clock pulse is not present, that is, when the clock pulse is 0, output remains in the previous state. That means the flip-flop acts as memory element. Now, with the presence of clock pulse, when clock pulse equals 1, when the D input is 0, output is also 0. That is, whatever the data present at D is transferred to the output. When clock pulse is 1, D equals 1, output is also 1. That is, whatever the data present at the input D is transferred to the output D. So this is a simple action of D flip-flop. You can write the truth table of D flip-flop. So clock input is one input, D is the another input. Then two outputs is qn plus 1 and qn plus 1 bar. I will consider only one output, qn plus 1. When there is no clock pulse, whatever may be the values of D, that is, don't care. That means whether D is 0 or D is 1. Say we don't care condition, output remains qn. That means it acts as a memory element. With the presence of clock pulse, that is, when clock pulse is 1, when D is 0, output is also 0. That is, data is transferred. The data at D is 0, output is also 0. That is, data is transferred at the output. When clock pulse is 1, D is 1, output is also 1. That is, data present at D, that is 1, is transferred to the output. Therefore, this is data is transferred. That means in D-type flip-flop, whenever there is a clock pulse, whatever may be the value of D, it will be transferred to the output. So if D equals 0, output is 0. If D equals 1, output is 1. Therefore, the input is transferred to the output when clock pulse is present. And you see, after this clock pulse goes to 0. At this condition, this clock pulse becomes 0. So both the inputs of this NAND gate 0, because clock pulse are applied to both the NAND gates. The output of complementary is 1 and 1. We know that when this is 1, output is qn. That means output acts as memory element. Therefore, during D-type flip-flop, when the clock pulse is present, the input is transferred to the output. When there is no clock pulse, that is, when the clock pulse is 0, this acts as memory element. This is a simple truth table which completely explains the D-type flip-flop. When clock pulse is 0, whatever may be the values of D, output remains as qn, means it acts as a memory element. When clock pulse is present, if the input is D is 0, output is also 0. When clock pulse is present, if the input D is 1, output is also 1. That is, the data is transferred from D input to the output qn plus 1. This can be better understood from the graphical analysis. I will tell you how this works graphically. Now, I will consider D input and clock input. I will write the D input like this. And I will write the clock pulse here. Okay. and I will mark the rising edge of the clock pulse because we have considered rising edge. This clock pulse is 1, this is 0, this clock pulse is 1, this is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Where the data input is, this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, positive pulse 1, negative pulse 0, positive pulse higher potential 1, lower potential 0, 1, 0. Now let us write the output waveform. See, at this positive rising edge, here there is no clock pulse is 0. Therefore, whatever may be the value, D value is 1, but output is 0 itself. Therefore, the output Qn plus 1 will remain 0 and clock pulse is 0. Here, at this point, what is the value of D? D is 1. Therefore, output goes to 1 and remains same till the next clock pulse. At this clock pulse, see what is the value of D. At this rising edge of the clock pulse, the value of D is 0. Therefore, output goes to 0 and it remains 0 till the next clock pulse. And again see, at this point, at rising edge, the value of D is 0. Therefore, when the clock pulse is present, D is transferred to the output. Therefore, output also remains 0 till this next clock pulse. At this clock pulse, D is 1. Therefore, output should be 1. Output goes to 1. And it remains 1 till this next clock pulse. And see, at this clock pulse, again D is 1. Therefore, output remains 1 till the next clock pulse. And at this clock pulse, D value is 0. Therefore, output goes to 0 till the next clock pulse. At this point, at this clock pulse, value of D equals 0. Therefore, output goes to 0 till the next clock pulse. So, this is the waveform of output of a D flip-flop for this given D input. I will explain this once again. From year to year, the clock pulse is 0. Whatever may be the values, at this point it is 0, at this point it is 0, but clock pulse is 0. Therefore, output remains 0. At this clock pulse, D is 1. Therefore, output remains 1. And it remains until the next clock pulse. And at this clock pulse, value of D is 0. Therefore, the D goes to 0 from 1. 1 to 0 remains until the next clock pulse. At this clock pulse, value of D is 0 and therefore output remains 0 till the next clock pulse. At this clock pulse, see, the value of D is 1. Therefore, it remains 1 till the next clock pulse. At this clock pulse rising edge, value of D is 1. Therefore, again output remains 1 till the next clock pulse. At this clock pulse, the value of D is 0. Value of D is 0. Therefore, it falls to 0. So, this is how the D flip-flop can be better understood from the wave diagram. Okay, now we will study another type of flip-flop known as JK flip-flop. The two inputs are JK, but it has no meaning. But in SR flip-flop, the two inputs are called S and R. S is set input, R is reset input. The same SR flip-flop is termed as JK flip-flop, but JK has no meaning, okay? So JK is a scientist name. The first letter of his name is J, second letter of his name is K. He derived the JK flip-flop. Why this JK flip-flop is constructed? This JK flip-flop is derived from clocked SR flip-flop only. So in all types of flip-flop, clocked SR flip-flop is the original, and this clocked SR flip-flop is modified into different types of flip-flops. See, this is the clocked SR flip-flop. 4 NAND gates, okay, and 2 inputs are connected, applied to a clock input. Here we are taking the clock at the rising edge. So we are considering the clock at rising edge, and it remains constant up to this period. Again it falls. This is called falling edge. Again it remains 0 up to certain period, and again it rises. So this is the next clock pulse. This is the first clock pulse. This is the second clock pulse, and the next rising edge is third clock pulse, and etc. etc. Now the JK flip-flop is derived from clocked SR flip-flop. The clocked SR flip-flop is changed into JK flip-flop. How you can change? A simple method. See, Qn plus 1 is the one output of clocked SR flip-flop. Qn plus 1 bar is the another final state, that is next state output. Here, in that clocked SR flip-flop, one output, that is Qn plus 1, is fed back to the input of the input NAND gate. Another output of the clocked SR flip-flop, that is Qn plus 1 bar, is fed back to the input of another input NAND gate. So the two outputs of clocked SR flip-flop are fed back to the input of input NAND gates of clocked SR flip-flop. Then clocked SR flip-flop is changed into JK flip-flop. I will write this S and R input. This is clock input. Okay, this is a feedback. Here it is Qn bar. This Qn bar is feedback to the input of this gate. Therefore, one input of this gate is Qn bar. Here this is Qn. This Qn is taken from this and fed back to this input of this gate. Therefore, input of this gate is Qn here. Input of this is Qn bar. Input of this is Qn. These are derived from the feedback from the output. Now, this SR flip-flop is changed into JK flip-flop. So, JK flip-flop has two inputs J and K along with the third input clocked input. This clocked input is applied simultaneously to both the input NAND gates. Before going to study this JK flip-flop, we should know why JK flip-flop is constructed from the normal clocked SR flip-flop. First, we will come to know that the truth table of clocked SR flip-flop. So, clock, S is one input, R is another input, clock is another input. Two outputs of the clocked SR flip-flop are Qn plus 1, Qn plus 1 bar. Okay. Now, if clock pulse is 0, whatever may be the values of S and R, Qn plus 1 is Qn, Qn plus 1 bar is Qn bar. We have already studied it. That means it acts as a memory element where Qn and Qn bar are the previous input. If the output remains as previous input, it is called a memory element. When clock pulse is present, when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 1, we have Qn plus 1 is 0, Qn plus 1 bar is 1. Since Qn plus 1 is 0, we call it as set input. When the clock pulse is present, when S is equal to 1, R is equal to 0, we get output 1 and this output 0. Since the output Qn plus 1 is 1, we call it as we call it as set input. So when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 1, output Qn plus 1 is 0. We call it as reset. When S is equal to 1, R is equal to 0 with the clock pulse, output Qn plus 1 is 1. We call it as set. When the clock pulse is present, when both S and R are 1 and 1, outputs Qn plus 1 is 1. Qn plus 1 bar is also 1. This is illegal because Qn plus 1 and Qn plus 1 bar are complementary to each other. If one is 0, another should be 1. If this is 1, it should be 0. If this is 0, it should be 1. So you see, this is 0, this is 1. This is 1, this is 0. But here when both inputs are 1 and 1, outputs are 1 and 1, it is not possible. Therefore, we call this as illegal state. It's not a legal state. So it is a illegal state. So the fourth state of the clocked SR flip-flop. First state, when clock is 0, whatever may be S and R, it is Qn and Qn bar. To set the flip-flop, we make S equals 1. To reset the flip-flop, we make R is equal to 1. The fourth condition, when S equals 1, R equals 1, the outputs are 1 and 1. This is illegal condition. This fourth condition is changed to legal condition. Therefore, the fourth condition of clocked SR flip-flop, that is, when S equals 1, R equals 1, you get illegal state. This illegal state is changed to legal state. So in JK flip-flop, these three conditions are not used. For these three conditions, we use clocked SR flip-flop. JK flip-flop is specially constructed to remove the illegal state. That is, when the input is 1, input S is 1, input R is 1, you get illegal state. To change that illegal state into legal state, we are constructing JK flip-flop. How do you construct JK flip-flop? It is derived from same clocked SR flip-flop, but output of 1 is fed back to the input of the other NAND gates. The outputs are fed back to the inputs of the input NAND gates. Now let us study the working of JK flip-flop. How the JK flip-flop converts the illegal condition into legal condition of clocked SR flip-flop. Now, when the clock pulse is not present, that is when the clock pulse is 0, and whatever may be the values of J and K, J equals 0, K equals 0, or J equals 0, K equals 1, or J equals 0, K equals 1, or J equals 1, K equals 0, or J equals 1, K equals 1. In all the conditions, when there is no clock pulse, it should act as a memory element. Even when J equals 1, K equals 1, when clock pulse is not present, that is when the clock pulse is 0, it should act as memory element. Therefore, see, I will write here, when the clock pulse is absent, that is 0, and the two inputs J and K don't care. Whatever may be the values of J and K, J equals 0, K equals 0, J equals 0, K equals 1, J equals 1, K equals 0, J equals 1, K equals 1, all the possible 4 inputs. So for that we take don't care. Let J and K be don't care. Let it may have any values of the inputs. But when clock input is 0, what is the output? Qn plus 1 and Qn plus 1 bar. See, when clock input is 0 means input of this NAND gate is 0, input of the NAND gate is 0. If any one of the input of NAND gates are 0, output is complementary, that is 1 and 1. So we know that when the outputs of this 1 and 1 is taken as the input, Qn bar is taken here. 1 into Qn bar is Qn bar. Output of this NAND gate is complementary of that. That is Qn. Therefore, Qn plus 1 is equal to 1 into Qn bar whole bar, which is equal to Qn bar equals Qn. What is Qn plus 1 bar? Qn plus 1 bar is equal to, the two inputs are 1 and Qn. 1 into Qn is Qn, complementary. Therefore, Qn plus 1 bar is equal to 1 into Qn whole bar, which is equal to Qn bar. That is, outputs are Qn and Qn bar, means it remains in the previous state. So, whatever may be the values of j and k, if the clock input is 0, Qn remains in its previous state. That is, Qn plus 1 is Qn, Qn plus 1 bar is Qn bar. That means it acts as a memory element. Now let us study when clock pulses are present. When j equals 0, k equals 0. When both are 0, 0. Since j input is 0, k input is 0, if any one of the input is 0, output is 1 and 1. If the output 1 and 1 appears here, the final output remains in the previous state, Qn and Qn bar. Therefore, when clock pulse is present, when j equals 0, k equals 0, Qn plus 1 is Qn, Qn plus 1 bar is Qn bar itself. Again, it acts as a memory element. Okay. Now, when j equals, with the clock pulse, when j equals 0, k equals 1. See this. When j equals 0, complementary 1. When k equals 1, clock pulse is 1. 1 into 1, 1. And this is Qn. 1 into 1 into Qn is Qn. Output of this is complementary, that is Qn bar. Now, output of Qn plus 1 becomes, Qn plus 1 now becomes, Qn plus 1 now becomes, the inputs of this is 1 and Qn bar. Inputs of this is Qn and Qn bar. 1 into Qn bar is Qn bar. Output of this is Qn bar, that is Qn. Therefore, Qn plus 1 is Qn itself. And what is Qn plus 1 bar? Qn plus 1 is Qn itself. Qn plus 1 bar is equal to, now Qn into Qn bar are the inputs. Therefore, Qn into Qn bar is 0. Because if Qn is 0, Qn bar is 1. If Qn is 1, Qn bar is 0. Therefore, Qn into Qn bar is 0 always. By Boolean algebra, A into A bar is 0. Similarly, Qn into Qn bar is 0. Complementary is 1. Therefore, Qn plus 1 bar becomes Qn bar of bar, which is equal to 0 bar equals 1. We know that when Qn plus 1 bar is 1, we know that Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn into Qn bar. Qn into Qn bar is 0. 0 bar is 1. When Qn plus 1 bar is 1, Qn plus 1 should be opposite to each other, opposite to 1. Therefore, this is equal to 0. That means output is 0. Qn plus 1 bar is 1. Now, when the clock pulse is present, when j equals 1, k equals 0. When j equals 1, k equals 0. Since one of the input is 0, complementary output is 1. 1 into 1, 1. This is Qn bar. 1 into 1 into Qn bar is Qn bar. Output of this is complementary of that. That is, we get Qn. Therefore, Qn and Qn bar are the inputs. Output of this NAND gate is Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn into Qn bar whole bar. Therefore, Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn into Qn bar whole bar, which is equal to Qn into Qn bar is 0 bar, whole bar is 1. Now Qn plus 1 bar is equal to Qn plus 1 bar is equal to, see this. Here this is 0, therefore output is 1. 1 and this is Qn. This is 1 and Qn are two inputs of this NAND gate. 1 into Qn is Qn. Therefore Qn plus 1 bar is 1 into Qn whole to the power of bar. Therefore Qn plus 1 bar is equal to 1 into Qn bar. Which is equal to 1 into Qn is Qn bar. You know that if Qn plus 1 is 1, Qn plus 1 bar should be opposite to this each 1. Therefore it is 0. Therefore when clock pulse is 1, when j equals 1, k equals 0, this Qn plus 1 is 1, Qn plus 1 bar is 0. See these three. This is the truth table similar to that of clocked SR flip-flop. Therefore, these three conditions, that is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 of JK flip-flop is not used in JK flip-flop, because for these three conditions we use clocked SR flip-flop. But when the inputs of clocked SR flip-flop 1 and 1, outputs are illegal. That condition is only used in JK flip-flop. Therefore, the condition used in JK flip-flop is when clock pulse is 1, J equals 1, K equals 1. It should remove the illegal condition. Let us see how it removes the illegal condition. Now, see here in this figure, J clock pulse is 1. J equals 1, K is also equal to 1. So 1 into 1, 1, 1 into Qn bar is Qn bar. Therefore output of this NAND gate is Qn bar whole bar. That is Qn plus 1 final input is how much? So this is 1 into Qn bar is Qn bar. Complementary is Qn. Therefore, one is Qn, another is Qn bar. So output Qn plus 1 is Qn into Qn bar. Output Qn plus 1 is Qn into Qn bar whole bar. We know that Qn into Qn bar whole bar is 0 bar, which is equal to 1. Thus, we get Qn plus 1 as 1. Now, see in this clocked flip-flop, in JK flip-flop, this 1 is fed back to this input. So 1 into 1 into 1, 1. Complementary is 0. This becomes 0. Okay, next, when this becomes 0 and this is 1, we know that when this is 1, this is 0, output is, this becomes 0 and this becomes 1. Now, this 0 is fed back here. So, one of the NAND gate is 0. Therefore, now the output of this becomes 1. Since this 1 is fed back to this 1 into 1 into 1, 1. Complement is 0. Therefore, 0 and 1 are the inputs. If this is 0, output is 1. If this Qn plus 1 is 1, this goes to 0. Again, this 0 is fed back to here, and this 1 is fed back to this. And the state goes to 0 and 1. That means the illegal conditions 1 and 1, which was earlier in clock SR flip-flop, now changed to 1, 0, 1, 0. Or here it is 0, 1, 0, 1. Therefore, 1, 1 illegal conditions is changed to legal conditions, because this is 1, this is 0, this is 0, this is 1, that is legal. If this is 1, it is 0. If this is 0, this is 1. This is legal. Thus, when the output of a clocked XOR flip-flop is fed back to the inputs, it becomes JK flip-flop, and it removes the illegal condition into a continuous change of states 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0. This continuous state of change from 1 to 0, 0 to 1 is called race round around condition. Race around condition. You may be asked for 2 marks. What is race around condition? Race around condition is a continuous change of state of the outputs of clocked SR flip-flop from 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0 by the JK flip-flop is called race around condition. Now, therefore, when the clock is 0, when the clock is 1, J equals 1, K equals 1, illegal conditions are continuously changed to race round condition. Race round condition. That one times it becomes 1, next it goes to 0, again goes to 1, again goes to 0. Therefore, there is a continuous change of 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1. When J and K both are 1 and 1. This removes the illegal condition of clocked SR flip-flop. This fourth condition of JK flip-flop is used in counters. We will discuss it later. Okay. So, summary is this. A JK flip-flop is derived from clocked SR flip-flop by providing the feedback of output of clocked SR flip-flop to the input of the NAND gates. This JK flip-flop will remove the illegal conditions of clocked SR flip-flop. That is, when J equals 1, K equals 1, output continuously changes the state from 0 to 1, 1 to 0. A continuous change of states from 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0 of a JK flip-flop is called race around condition. See, suppose if this period of the clock pulse is 30 millisecond, I will write this period of the clock is 30 millisecond. For every gate to produce output, it takes some time t. If you apply input, it goes to the output. It takes some time t. Let all the NAND gates will take 1 millisecond to produce the output. And here it is feedback is given. Feedback is given. So the output of this is fed back to the input. In order to move the output from here to here, let it take half millisecond. Here also the output to move from here to here, let it take half millisecond. Totally 4 millisecond plus half millisecond, totally 5 millisecond. This is called propagation time. If you apply input here, to get the output, you need totally 5 millisecond. This is an example. That means for every 5 milliseconds, the output continuously changes. First output remains 0, then it goes to 1, again it goes to 0, again it goes to 1, again it goes to 0, again it goes to 1. That is, race around condition is obtained. But every change of state takes 5 milliseconds. Therefore, for this clock period of 30 milliseconds, how many race round conditions are obtained? Simply 30 milliseconds divided by propagation time 5 milliseconds, which is equal to 6. That means 6 times there is a continuous change of state from 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0. After 30 milliseconds, you will get a 0 pulse. Clock pulse is 0. We know that when the clock pulse is 0, this flip-flop remains in the previous state Qn and Qn bar. That means it acts as a memory element. It remains as a memory element until the next clock pulse, positive clock pulse comes. During the next positive clock pulse and during these 30 milliseconds, there is a continuous change of state from 1 to 0, 0 to 1. That means we get race around conditions. So I will represent this race around conditions simply by graph. Let this be J input. So let this be clocked pulse. Let this be Qn plus 1. Now, at this condition, let the Qn goes to 1. And next it goes to 0, goes to 1, goes to 0, goes to 1, goes to 0. During the negative clock pulse, it remains as a previous state output, that is 0. So during the rising edge, again, it continues changes its state from 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Then when clock pulse becomes 0, again it remains 0. That is, the output remains as Qn. You see, there is a continuous change of state from 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0 here. This number of changing from 1 to 0, 0 to 1 within this clock period is called race around condition. This is how the JK flip-flop will work. This JK flip-flop is used only the fourth condition of clocked SR flip-flop. Therefore, the inputs of JK flip-flop must be always 1 and 1. J should be 1, K should be 1, and clock should be present there. When clock is present there, the illegal state changes into legal state by changing the state continuously from 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, called race around condition. This fourth state of JK flip-flop is used as counters. We will discuss in later. In JK flip-flop, the three initial conditions, that is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 of the inputs are not used. Only one condition is used when J equals 1, K equals 1. Thank you.